What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where we bring it to you real and we bring it to you raw. Today, we're going to jump back into our true crime series. And before we get started, I want everyone to know that this is for educational purposes. And hopefully, it'll shed light on some people, right? On parents, on kids, on people that are thinking about doing the wrong thing. Maybe it might make a parent pay more attention to their child and what their child's doing and what they're getting involved in. You know, we live in a crazy world now, right? A world where things that we see, you're just boggled. You're just like, wow, are you serious? And I remember when this had happened and seen some of it on the news, and I'm just like, wow. Then when the kid gets arrested, I'm like, dude was definitely a vicious, vicious kid. But what happens to him? You know, where's he going to go? I can tell you what's going to happen to him. I know what's going to happen to him. And, you know, you can hear commentators that never been to prison. You can hear lawyers tell you things or psychologists tell you things. Man, I've been in prison with some of the most dangerous people in the world. I mean that, literally. I've been in prison with some people where you would think they should have put their lights out, right? Some people that are never getting out of prison until the sun burns out. And what do I mean by that? You know what I mean. They're going to leave their blood on the razor wire. Will this kid make it in a Florida prison? Are you serious right now? At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what I think, and just mark my words. Remember that I said this, because I know what his life's going to be like. I know what's going to happen to this cat. But let's get into the story. True crime.
An unexpected turn of events on what was supposed to be the first day of trial for murderer Aiden Fucci. The 16-year-old changed his plea to guilty.
And we were going to begin to select a jury to conduct a trial for you. You understand that you have the right to that jury trial? You understand, once I accept your plea today, there will not be a trial. We'll pass this matter off for sentencing, and you'll be giving up all of those rights that I just described.
I do, Your Honor. I'm sorry for the Bailey family and my family.
A hearing for sentencing will be held later this month.
Look what you have done, Aiden. I was only 13, loving 7th grade. And you decided that I should not be home making up breakfast for my mother on Mother's Day. It was all planned. I was looking forward to seeing my mother's loving face in the morning. And you shattered that. Forever. Leaving my family without me. It was a lovely Sunday morning in our neighborhood. The birds were chirping. The smell of spring was in the air. Something I always enjoyed. My family was preparing a special Mother's Day breakfast for my mom, Stacy. That's her name. I was supposed to be there. My sister Sophia came down the stairs, getting things ready as she always did. Me being the youngest and not there, she was concerned. But it was too late. You, Aiden, had already taken my last breath. It was a Saturday night. I should have never been out this late, but we all wanted to hang out, and you convinced me of that. I thought I was safe. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that it would be you that would become a monster. A 14-year-old monster is exactly what you had became. It is who you are and always will be. You were ruthless in so many ways. Did you think that you would not be caught for such a vicious act? After a night out with my family for a celebration, I should have stayed in my bed and been fast asleep. Something was tugging at me to hang out with you guys. Both of you. So I decided to leave for a little bit. And that became the last day I would ever walk out of the doors of the home I shared with my family. At 12:30, I left. Within 45 minutes, you and I were walking down Saddlestone Drive talking. For some odd reason, I felt safe with you, Aiden. We were talking as we walked into the woods, and that is when you became the devil incarnate. It was unexpected, but I felt something hit me, and I tried, Aiden. I fought back. You were relentless and violent in what you were doing. For the moment as I was fighting, I was thinking of my family, the people I loved, but you overpowered me. You and your buck knife were the instruments that were my demise. You nicknamed your instruments of death Picker and Poker. 114 times, Aiden. 114 times. At least 35 of them to my head and neck. And then, like a coward, you ran away into the dark night, throwing the knife into the pond. There was no running, Aiden. They have you. Me. Us. were on camera. The last sight my parents will ever see of me is captured on a Ring camera throughout our neighborhood. At 12:30 a.m., there is video of me walking to meet you. At 1:14 a.m., they see us. Yes, once again, us, me and you, walking together. Another video captures you and I still walking east on Saddlestone Drive. That same house captures you leaving. And where am I, Aiden? Where am I? What are you thinking? Are you scared now? They got you. You can't run anymore. They all see you. 3:30 a.m., you're carrying your white Nikes in your hand. And no one knows but my blood is embedded into your skin, your mind, your thoughts, forever and always. You have become the star of a real-life horror movie, one that has shattered the hearts of many. Do you think you're safe now that you're in your house? Is your mind playing tricks on you like an old Ghetto Boys song? It is not a trick, Aiden. You really did this. You're only 14 and not as smart as you think. They find it, Aiden. All of it. The Buck brand knife sheath. Your wet Nikes with blood on them. Your t-shirt too. Also riddled with my blood. Your denim jeans. Yeah, the ones you had on. Those are in the laundry basket. Blood and dirt are on the drain in the bathroom sink next to your bedroom. You can't run anymore. They know it's you, Aiden. You were supposed to walk me home and keep me safe. I agreed to hang out with you, and you became more than a nightmare. I had no clue that you had a deranged and evil mind. I did not know that you told your close friend about the things you fantasized about. The exact things that you did to me. Although you have never created a life, you thought you were God and that you could take one. But why me? Why, Aiden? What happened in your life that turned you into a monster? Was it your father? He had a history of being violent as well. In 2003, he was accused of abuse, injury, and neglect. In 2016, he was fighting with people at the gas station in front of you when you were still a small boy. Did his violence help create the monster you had become? Did you not get the love that you should have been given at home? Some have said you would hear voices at times. At least, that is what you have told people. But no excuses, Aiden. No excuses for what you've done. Everyone is panicking, and they are looking for me. Will they find me, Aiden, just as you had left me? Finally, at 6:06 p.m., they have found my lifeless body. A man out for a jog. I am lonely no more. The search is over for me, at least. But now, they are searching for the killer. They are searching for you. They have you, and you don't look scared at all. Your Snapchat messages, Aiden, show you have no remorse. I see you, but you don't see me. Or maybe you will in your nightmares, or even in your dreams. I hear your words, and now the world will as well. Our friend has no clue that it was you. Your Snapchat posts have mocked me. Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristyn lately? And then your video. Having fun in an effing cop car. What's up, guys? Tristyn, if you effing walk out of that dam, it's your deranged mind. You're not scared yet, but you will be soon. They say prison in Florida is not fun at all. That it's a place where only the strong survive. And sometimes, not even the strong can make it there. Everyone already knew, but at 8 p.m., they identify me. 49 minutes later, things get real for you. Freedom as you know it may be forever gone. The same as mine. The same as mine, Aiden. My freedom was gone at 1:30 in the morning. Now you're back in the cop car with your mother and your father on your way to the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. Now you're in the interview room. What will you say? What will you do? By 3:30 in the morning, you are arrested for the most serious crimes that included the taking of my young life. You have devastated my family, yours as well. And because of you, your mother was also arrested. She tried to help cover up what you did. Did you actually tell her what you did? Did she know that that was my blood she tried to wash away? Had she seen the news already? Had she heard the rumors? Aiden, do you have no remorse? I was looking down on you from heaven, Aiden. Don't run now. You know what you did. And just like that, after some time in jail, you have decided to take the coward's way out. When everyone was planning on hearing all that you did in the trial, you decided to plead guilty. You couldn't win. The evidence was too much. But why did you plead out? You're facing 40 years to life in prison. 40 years, Aiden, and you're only 16. That means that you will be 54 years old with the 2 years you have been in jail so far. Oh, so long. But the law says in a quarter century, you can request a review of your case with a chance of resentencing. But me, I don't get a second chance. How do you? The chances of you getting out in 25 years may seem slim. The new judge will be reminded of the 114 times. Yeah, the 114 times that you stabbed me in your fit of rage. The way you mocked me in the police cruiser when you knew that you had already taken my last breath. The videos on Snapchat. And the biggest question, what will you do in prison for the next 25 years? Will you change? Or will you become more of the devil that you are? You pleading guilty, in reality, heals no one. Does it give peace to my family who suffers each and every day because of your irrational and irresponsible choices? That I have to die so that someone else could live, Aiden? It was only a matter of time. That plea of guilt takes away none of what you have done to me, to our community. You stamped out my life and shattered my dreams. Who knows what I might have been or what I might have done for this world. You have taken it all. Is this kid a wild kid or what? Did some things that are just outrageous, right? You know, he thinks it's all fun and games until they come over there and they put them cuffs on you. It's all fun and games until they put you in the back of that police car and you know in your mind, like, damn, I did this. And now they're taking you to the police station. And for those that have never been inside of an interview room, it's a scary feeling. You're sitting there and you're like, wow, man. Wow, this might be it. You know, all the games are over with when they walk down there and they hit you with them charges and they give you a bedroll and they strip frisk you and say, man, this is it. Bend over and spread them. Now it's real. Now it's real for Aiden. He was 14 years old. They charge him as an adult. He's probably going to spend the rest of his life in prison. Yeah, it can be reviewed in 25 years. He's facing 40 years to life. What judge in their right mind is going to say, all right, Aiden, I'm going to release you? What is his life going to be like for him when he gets to state prison in Florida? I mean, you can always Google what state prison in Florida is like, right? The violence is off the chain. You've seen other YouTubers talk about it. You've seen other YouTubers post videos. And this dude's going into Florida with a vicious crime. Yeah, he's in the county jail. He's acting tough. He's been threatening some people according to, news reports. But all that tough guy stuff, that shit goes out the window, man. When he first got into that courtroom, he had tears in his eyes. And the judge says, your parents are going to have to pay $5 a day. He looks back at his parents, rolls his eyes. Bro, $5 a day is probably the least of your worries, least of your parents' worries. Because your life is on the line when you walk into that Florida Department of Corrections. All that tough guy stuff goes out the window. Can't walk into that place acting like you're too hard for the yard. Because I promise you, in prison, there's always somebody that's a little bit tougher than you. My stepfather used to tell me that when I was a kid. He said, don't worry. There's always going to be someone that's just a little bit tougher than you. Somebody that's going to overpower you. You think people ain't going to know what he did? What do you think he's going to become? He's not just, that goofy ass, and I'm going to keep it real, right? He's not that goofy ass white kid that got arrested. He's evolving. Jail and prison change you. They change you. And sometimes people are faking it to make it. When he goes into court and he pleads guilty, he says, and just the way he talks, right? I'm sure you caught it. Some people might not want to comment on it. Like, I'm sorry for Tristyn and her family and my family too, Your Honor. Like, that's all that fake tough guy stuff, man. But at night, when he got back to that jail cell that evening, or when he was done with court, or maybe when he was eating his bologna and cheese sandwich, which is going to be a staple of his life, bologna and cheese, Maybe he thought about it. When he lays in bed at night, you better believe that he's not that same kid that was in the back of the cop car talking about, has anyone seen Tristyn lately? No, he's not that kid no more. Now he's the kid that's laying in his bed crying. I would love to hear the phone calls between him and his mother and his father when he calls home. And you always get psychologists and people that never been to prison, and maybe they don't even have no real life experience, right, with people in prison. But when you get to that prison and you get around these type of people, you see who they really are. I've been around killers, man. People that have killed people because they had the upper hand. This kid had the upper hand. I've been around people that have done vicious things to people. And then when they get to jail, they're punks. You get to jail, they get slapped in the face. They get to jail and they don't fight back. Do I think this kid's going to fight back? I think he will. He'll probably be one of them kids that'll actually fight back. What else do I think he's going to do? I think he's going to be a violent kid in prison because that's the only way he's going to make it. He's going to end up being, I guarantee he becomes a gang member in prison. And then when he gets in front of the judge, 25 years is going to roll around. He might not even apply. He might not realize, all the bullshit that he's done in prison. He ain't got a shot. He ain't got a chance in France. If the judge gives him the 40 to life, the judge could give him life too, I think, right? And then they could appeal that. That's part of the appeal. But if he gives him life as a juvenile, he'll get back anyway. He's probably getting that 40 years. He's getting that 40 to life. Remember, I told you that. Aiden Fucci, they're going to have this big hearing, and psychiatrists are going to come in, and people are going to talk about his rough upbringing and what his father did to him, and how his mother neglected him, and they're going to come up with all this stuff. And they're going to make that argument to the judge. And then you're going to have Tristyn Bailey's family. They're going to talk. And they might say some things like that they forgive him for what he's done, and that they pray that Jesus will have mercy on him. Because they seem like a compassionate family. I've seen them at the church. But in their hearts, they're hurting. In their hearts, they're devastated. They might say all of that stuff at the sentencing. But it's all for nothing, man. It's all for nothing because this cat's getting 40 to life. And if he's around in 25 years, which I don't even know if he'll make it 25 years. He's going to go to jail and be a girl and all that. Nah, probably not. Probably not. He knows it's time to man up. He's got to man up, right? If you don't man up, what happens? You guys heard the Troy Kell interview. You heard the one he did with HBO. You heard the one that he did with me. It's either man up or man down. Which one is it? This kid's going to probably man up. But he's going to have plenty of lonely nights. He's going to have plenty of nights where he lays in his bed and he thinks about life. He's going to have times when he jumps on the phone because I've done it. And he's going to call home. He's going to call his friends if he has any. There might be one or two people that still talk to him. He's going to call them up. And he's going to talk to them. He's going to call them up and he's going to be heartbroken. And then eventually he's going to pick up the phone and there's going to be no one to call except for his mother. No one to call except for his father. Maybe his father might not even be around anymore. Maybe it'd just be him and his mom. And in his mother's mind, that's her son, right? But what could she possibly be thinking? That her son's the devil? That he's done some of the most vicious things you could ever imagine? This kid's going to prison and he's going to be in for a wild ride. I've talked about this before. Georgia, Alabama, Florida, most dangerous prison systems in the country. And who will Aiden gravitate to? Not on no racial shit, but you can tell in his demeanor, the way that he's talking. You can tell in the way that he's acting. Where's he going to gravitate towards? To the kids that are his age. The dudes that are in prison doing time, just like him. He's probably going to be best friends with another kid that's doing life. You get friends in there. Some people are like, man, I ain't got no friends in prison. Sometimes you have friends in prison, man. But Aiden's in for a wild ride, man. Blood on the Razor Wire TV, True Crime Report. Leave a comment. Until tomorrow, with respect, we're out.